So, with 6 matches played and qualifications already decided from Group B of the Hero Indian Women's League 2022-23 in the form of Setu Madurai, Odisha FC Kickstart, and Eastern Sporting Union, the Imphal-based side take on Lords FA, and both come into this game with the hope for a more successful future in the sport. And as clashed as it might seem, that journey begins now. Eastern Sporting Union, the head coach Ronnie Balachanu has made 7 changes to the lineup, which beat CRPF 1-0 few days ago, with Naurem Priyanka getting a start in goal and a familiar figure of Linda Chanu at centre back. Prameshwari continues to start. Anjula Devi gets the nod, and so does Kipjen up top along with Thimlal Nei. And Mandakini Devi is on the bench for Eastern Sporting Union, so as a Salam Rina Roy. Good options in case going gets tough. And now over to the Lords FA lineup. The side from Kerala in search of their second victory of the campaign. Almost half of the side overhauled by the think tank of Nirvan Shah and Anjali Shah. A chance for some new faces to make their mark, with Sapna Jaiswar, Yadhupriya and Tirtha Lakshmi all getting action in the Hero Indian Women's League. They did look like a force to be reckoned with after winning the Kerala Women's League, and it has been anything but that, and Nirvan Shah will be hoping to end their campaign on a winning note, going with a 4-4-2 in this particular encounter. Only Camille Rodriguez keeping her place in the starting lineup. Look like a force to be reckoned with, as I've mentioned before, and ending a tough set of fixtures with a win will give them some more belief. And this is the group, and one might wonder why the placings are decided. That is because Eastern Sporting Union is already on 12 points, and only the top 4 qualifies to the quarterfinals. So that will work out very well for those teams. And so the immediate resignation will have been felt, as Lords FA already knocked out from the group, but both the teams will be hoping there have been some positives to take from this. The head coach Ronnie Balachanu mentioning the word experience, and the Lord FA's head coach Nirvan Shah spoke about the changing landscape of football in the country. For Ronnie Bala, she says even qualifying for the quarterfinal doesn't not mean that Eastern Sporting Union has developed so much. Still a long way to go, and so much that the sport can provide to this country. There is a different kind of looking to the future for both these teams, but in the immediate aftermath is going back home for a seasonal break for all the footballers with a trophy in their cabinet. We can only guess, and those are the words and motivation that will have been seen and given in the dressing room by Nirvan Shah, remarkably soft-spoken, and the head coach sharing responsibilities with the management. Producing young players is what Lords FA want to do over the course of the next few years, and they must have taken lessons from other big teams, given that how things really work at this level. So both the sides are ready. Lords FA, of course, with a youthful setup today, giving as many players the chance to taste a national competition against a physical side which will compete hard. But the likes of Prameshwari Iram, we saw flashes of her early on, and there's Camille Rodriguez looking to become the top scorer of the side. She's already on 8 goals, just a goal adrift of Kajol D'Souza of Setu Madurai, who is in action at the Trans Stadia against Odisha FC. It might be a different kind of looking forward to what will happen for Eastern Sporting Union and Lords FA. One group with that, Lords FA young and ready to take on the challenges in the future. And well, the guest of honor for handshake, it's Virendra Singh Jadeja, the district sports officer of Gujarat, and he is getting introduced to the players. Eastern Sporting Union have already qualified from this group. It's all about finishing as high as possible in the group. And for Lord's FA, their one eye will be to finish among the top 6 teams of Group B. They are placed at 7th at present, just a point behind Celtic Queens, who have defeated Churchill Brothers earlier in the day by 2-1. Kickstart with a massive 9-0 victory over CRPF, which means on 16th of May they'll play the first quarter final at the Trans Stadia against Hops, the team placed 4th in Group A. And well, the referee in charge of this game is Ruba Devi, and Yuvena Fernandez and Kavita Shahu are the assistants. And the match commissioner is Dinesh Nair. The referee assessor, of course, is Vishnu Chauhan. Kanika Burman is the 4th official who was in charge of the game yesterday at the Trans Stadia between Misaka United and Sports Odisha. And these are the two skippers, Prameshwari Iram and Kamali Rodriguez. One team looking to finish as high as possible and the other playing for pride. An Eastern Sporting Union score group consistently fielding an experienced side, and they're not yet to bleakly tell each other that we are the last of us, but there is a clear need for a younger and bolder approach in the future, and it is about setting a marker, and those kinds of marker are set in competitions like this. And there she is, was in charge of Manipur Police once, lifted the 5th edition of the Manipur Women's League with Eastern Sporting Union, by the virtue of which they confirmed their qualification in the Hero Indian Women's League this season. The former champions up against the champions from Kerala. So it is with that hope that Lord's FA kick this one off. For both the teams, a win will be resounding, a reminder to the respective states of their potential of developing football. So many of those players are from the Lord's FA side, especially that spine will last for very long, and all of them are under 22, and football is all about setting examples, and this man has already set an example here. The former PIFA manager Nirvan Jagdish Sa finished 7th in the Hero Indian Women's League last year, and all the teenagers in the starting 11 of Lord's FA, not a single player has turned 30, and that is the contrast between these two and the treat of the suitors in the group. And not just the top scorer, Kamali Rodriguez, if she gets a hat-trick, will be the only at this group for Lords to score in double digits. So there is one important record on the line as well. Lord's FA seems like slightly wounded. An Eastern Sporting Union wanting a quick goal. Well, the onlookers in the country and expecting quick result, but it does take time for leagues to settle and the players to be found. However, the approach has been very bold from Ronnie Balachanu, and doesn't matter how old you are, if you are deserving, you will get your shot. Here comes Lord's FA. The clearance from Sapna. It's stolen away in midfield. Thiamlai into the part of the number 18. Kim. She comes inside. Sets up the number 99 for a shot, who leaves it for the number 10. It's instead. It takes a shot on. It was Prameshwari Idam straight into the grasp of Yadhupriya. A lovely exchange here between Naobi Laishram and the number 99 Prameshwari, testing Yadhupriya early on. There's Monica Devi between the sticks for Eastern Sporting Union. And the first choice goalkeeper Ilangbam Panthoi Chanu is on the bench, and both the head coaches deciding to test their bench. The former champions aiming for a win against the champions of Kerala, even though they have already qualified for the knockout stages, having earned 12 points from 6 matches. Lords FA Kochi have only 3 points in their bag and are out of the tournament. And Eastern Sporting Union, generally known as ESU, is a football club based in Imphal, and its women's team competed in the Indian Women's League. The Eastern Sporting Union is one of the most successful women's football club in India and were the champions of the inaugural edition of the IWL, founded way back on 14th March 1946. ESU by the public leaders of East Imphal Tehsil under the patronage of Bodh Chandra Singh, is one of the oldest clubs in Manipur. Trying to set an early example here is Kipjen. She's got a couple of goals under her belt in this competition already. Talking about Kipjen and her campaign so far, she scored against Churchill Brothers, contributing to her side's 4-1 victory. Also helping her side against the Celtic Queens by scoring a goal. That was a comfortable 3-0 victory for the team from the northeastern side of India. Champions of 2016. They've won 9 out of 10 games and lost only 1. Scored 42 goals and conceded 8. Kamla Devi, who was the side's top goal scorer with 15. And back in 2017, the very next season, they were the runners-up, bagging 5 victories out of 8 games and 3 draws, scored 14 goals and conceded 6. Prameshwari Idam netted 4 goals. She is on the pitch on a couple of goals already. A shifted base from a kickstart to her hometown club, Eastern Sporting Union. Lords FA, meanwhile, struggling to get the feel of the ball. Is a team in maroon and blue all over the place. A new starter, Kim. Talking about Lords FA, they are slightly over reliance on Camille Rodriguez when it comes to scoring goals. She is on 8 strikes. And 8 of the 9 goals scored by Lords FA has come from Camille's feet. Now that goes on to show how influential she can be. The other goal scorer is Fragrancy. She scored in the opening game against Celtic Queens. Ever since then, she's gone off the boil. Talking about Lords FA and how they have qualified for the Hero Indian Women's League. During the Kerala Women's League, they created history by defeating Kadathanad Raja Football Academy by a margin of 32 goals at the Maharajas College ground at Ernakulam. It is the highest margin victory by any team in the history of the Kerala Women's League. The Lords winning it 33-1 as their India international Indumati netted 15 goals, who is an important part of Gokulam Kerala this season. Third highest scorer on 8 goals. The biggest miss of the season is Winton. Played a pivotal role for Gokulam last year. The attacking midfielder from Myanmar. She also scored in the KWL final against Gokulam, which the Malabarians lost 5-2. Couldn't keep it in play. On the far left was a Fragrancy. Linda. There's that punt upfield. Too high for Kim. Runs towards Sapna. Support coming in on the right from Nongbet. Sapna getting some distance on the clearance, landing into the feet of Thailand. Looking to thread it forward. And Nirmala with the clearance, and now the number 18 could break free. Kim from distance, and that's a regulation take for Yadhupriya. Yadhupriya keeping the likes of Afshan Ashik out from this game. Cross comes in from Lord Zefe, a decent looking ball. Comfortably defended by Eastern Sporting Union. They can't afford to drop the guard. We have seen already in the Hero Indian Women's League this season how the teams are closely matched. Any kind of result is possible. Coming inside and gives it to the number 11. Kipjen surrounded by a couple of green shirts. A bit of kippy uppy from the number 11. Linda. Primeshwari thought about a long shot, opting to play to the number 17 instead. A poor touch from the number 12, Baby Met, allowing Sapna to capitalize. There she is. Kept busy early on. Lord Zefe will have to work their socks off to keep Eastern Sporting Union at bay. The team above them is Odisha FC on 15 points. The kickstart already on 16. Setu Madurai, runaway leaders with 16 points as well. She might get there with her pace, which she eventually does, but not quite. Kim. Goal kick for Lords. Kerala's love for football. The Kerala's Quent tea shops play host to the most intense football discussions. Pre and post-match analysis, history and anecdotes, geopolitics, debates and even bets. They're all served fresh with the trademark red-tinged hot cuppa. The state's passion for the game runs deep, and the fans are few. And most of them are fanatics. This craze has made Kerala a global talking point, with international media and commentators unable to contain their amusement at the Malayali celebration of Qatar World Cup. In fact, the buzz started way before the tournament kicked off. The youth are indeed hooked on the beautiful game. School students from Kozhikode and Palakkad set off trend of submitting petitions to reduce class hours to watch the World Cup matches. Even a school in Kozhikode yielded to the fervent appeal of the students to let them watch Argentina-Saudi Arabia clash. Also arranged for the screening of the match at the nearby venue. Meanwhile, one team from Kerala running riot in the league, and the other struggling a bit. Chance for a cutback, goes for goal instead. She was well within her rights to go for it from a tight angle. Kim gets down on time. Yadhupriya, perfectly weighted pass. Kipjen was waiting in the center, but Kim deciding to go all by herself gets down and gets a foot to it. Yadhupriya with a crucial save. That could have been 1-0 for Eastern Sporting Union. There's Iram looking for an overhead ball. Still battling for it, slightly helter-skelter. Both the teams striving for the ball. It's taken away by Laishram. Prameshwari Iram, one of the absolute legends of the game, a 34-year-old. Here is Camille Rodriguez. Will look to continue her rich reign of form, and mostly Transstadia has been her happy hunting ground for the Filipino striker. Asking for the goalkeeper to leave her mark, which she did. Monica Devi. A slight mishap at the back. Could have stolen in Shashmita. Here is Gitanjali. Timlal Ney combining with a baby mate on that left wing. A good pressure applied here by Lord Zefe during the build-up. The influence area is left unoccupied, which becomes a free space. One of the strikers in Shashmita or Arya will have to drop and occupy the space. Just forcing the opposition's players to come towards the first phase of play so that it increases the spaces between the lines in midfield. Clipped over the top. Flag has stayed down. This is looking good for Lord Zefe, and they have sneaked in a goal via the number 25 Arya, and Lords FA takes the lead here just against the run of play. Eastern Sporting Union suddenly switched off at the back, and a team from Kerala making an early start. A great finish, kept her composure in front of goal. And that was that ball over the top from Camille Rodriguez, utilizing the space behind the two centre backs, and a soft goal conceded by Monica Devi. It could have done much better. Just heading it onto her path, Arya, just nodding it, and a gentle guide from the number 25, Arya More, with the strike. And Lords FA go 1-0 up. A victory will take them above Celtic Queens, and they'll finish 6th in the points table. The Hero Indian Women's League 2022-23 live and exclusive on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team. Match number 55 and 56 underway simultaneously. Eastern Sporting Union taking on Lord Zefe at the Shahibag Police Stadium. A cracker of a contest going on between Odisha FC and Setu Madurai. Once again, she could be in here. One-on-one with the keeper. Went for goal, could have rounded Monica. But a good save nonetheless from the number 21 of Eastern Sporting Union, keeping her side in the game. That could have been the insurance goal for Lords FA. And now on the turn, Arya More, finding a lot of time and a lot of space on the ball. Another day, that could have been 2-0 for Lords FA. But a good save from Monica. Gitanjali and Nirmala time and again caught off guard. Pace is becoming a problem for those two centre backs. To deal with the pacey players is a challenge for them. Without a shadow of a doubt, both of them are quite experienced, but struggles to keep up with pace. And there she is, Camille. A free kick meanwhile for Eastern Sporting Union. They are looking for an equalizer. That ball was below knee height. Always challenging for the defenders to make that first time clearance. And now 25 yards from goal, the number 17 tried to feed the number 18, Kim. They'll have to repair this attack. Gitanjali floating it inside the box, straight towards Yadhupriya. Now the centre back Gitanjali and Nirmala are not accustomed to playing together, which is why whenever there is a ball played over the top, positioning is becoming a major issue. Eastern Sporting Union struggling to maintain the shape at the back. Parameshwari, the side's elite playmaker. She's got the creativity and the vision to play those balls forward, and also can contribute with a goal or two as well. Cutting a very frustrated figure, Sapna. The old timers say the roots of Kerala's love for football probably lie in the anti-imperialism and the spirit of uprising. The Britishers introduced the game in the region where they had military barracks, and many natives took up the sport in the beginning of the 20th century. It was not an aristocratic sport. And once more she was in on goal, Arya, and doubles her lead, adding one more to her individual tally. A nice cushion for Lord's FA against Eastern Sporting Union. Third time she's been left to one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Look at that. This time making no mistake, the number 25. And Lord's FA go 2-0 up. Yadhupriya entering the box with her long strides. Shashmita was also making a run alongside her. 20 minutes on the clock. Eastern Sporting Union with a nightmare start. Kim looking to reduce the margin. That flies over for a goal kick. Eastern Sporting Union certainly taken by surprise with those two quick strikes from Arya. They went into this game as the favourites. Now trailing by 2-0. Kipjen could have broken for the number 18. A wasteful ball from Baby. And now stepping inside, Kim once more. Gitanjali plays it onto Linda. That's disappointing from the right fullback. Could have gone for a cross, deciding to pull the trigger. A very little chance of becoming a threat from that kind of an angle. Slightly ambitious on that occasion. Lord's FA's defence has been in 6s and 7s, at least in the first 21 and a half odd minutes. Slightly delaying a bit too much Yadhupriya. That's poor from the goalkeeper, Kim. Parameshwari. That's the confirmation of the yellow card on the top left corner of your screen for unnecessary time wasting from Yadhupriya. And this is looking good here for Eastern Sporting Union. And they have pulled one back. There's the lifeline for the side from Imphal. And Anjali on the score sheet. It's going to be a very intriguing affair. Just somehow managing to beat the offside trap, timing her run to perfection. And from a sharp angle, placing the ball into the back of the net. It's Eastern Sporting Union 1, Lords FA 2. This is interesting already. Anjali's strike, just reducing the margin. Eastern Sporting Union, they have their tail up now. And they got to go for the kill. Loose ball picked up in midfield by a green shirt, Thailand. Settling underneath the ball was Arya More with an attempted flick on. It didn't work out. And comfortably, they work the ball from defense. Laishram, Prameshwari. And Naobi Laishram. Linda, wide on the far right. Beautiful exchange from distance. Linda has managed to squeeze it in. And it's 2-2 here at the Shahibag Police Stadium. And the right full back going for glory from a very difficult angle. But getting full value for her shot, taking over from Anjali. Just squeezed underneath the goalkeeper. Look at that, just dropped in front of the keeper. And those are the bounces which makes the keeper slightly flabbergasted, slightly hoodwinks the keeper whenever it takes a bounce ahead of them. Slightly baffled by the bounce on that occasion. Yadhupriya. Arya More just seen those 2 goals lead quickly cancelled out by Anjali and Linda's strike. They have found the momentum here. Eastern Sporting Union. The offside flag is up against the number 11 Kipjen. She is on 2 goals along with Prameshwari. Offside by a few yards. It's a Sapna. She had a torrid time so far. The first 26 minutes. Ruba Devi has blown the whistle then for the cooling break. And we've had 4 goals at the break. I'll try and show you a couple of quick strikes from Arya More. And it was cancelled out. Not much of a time distance between these 2 goals. This is how it all started. Camille Rodriguez's pass picked up by Arya More. She made it 1-0. Look at that scoop. And nodding it onto her path, the number 25. She is quite the target up top. This is how Lords FA doubled their lead via their talisman Arya. And up by 2 goals. Looked comfortable and confident before this happened. Eastern Sporting Union fighting back via Anjali's strike. And Linda from about 25 yards out went for glory and gets the desired result. So it's perfectly balanced between the two teams here at the Shahi Bagh Police ground. Following a tumultuous history spanning over 4 decades, women's football in India has been on the rise over the past few years or so. In 2018, the Indian women's football team reached the second round of the Asian Olympic qualifiers for the first time in its history. India have already made the second round of the women's AFC Olympic qualifiers for Paris 2024, fortifying the belief that Indian women's football is on the right path. And with more teams participating in the countries, a top tier competition is more welcome. Still work in progress for Eastern Sporting Union, with a lot of work to do here. Lord Zefe couldn't hold on to their lead. Their problems, their issues at the back continues this evening as well. This has been a huge problem for Lord Zefe, not being able to hold on to the leads. Those strikes quickly cancelled out by Anjali and Linda. Both of them plays on the right hand side. So that combination down the right is working well for Eastern Sporting Union. No such moves yet from the left. They got to make Baby Met and Tim Lalnei much more active. And in case you start delivering crosses from both the flanks, a decent amount of pressure can be applied in the Lord FA's defense. Meanwhile, defending to do here for Eastern Sporting Union. And it went for that spectacular attempt, Shashmita. So we are at the half an hour mark. It's Eastern Sporting Union 2, Lords FA 2. You are watching all the live action on Indian Football's YouTube channel. The Hero Indian Women's League's 6th edition. 232 goals already. Just tried to be a bit too clever there, the number 23. But she will win a corner kick. Can Lords FA regain the lead? They are among goals in this game. Planning for some training ground routine. Taken shot. A quick interchange sent in with good pace, but it's out of play. And not troubling Monica Devi in goal, but Arya More. She's got a towering presence, a perfect height to play as a centre forward. But her strike partner, Shashmita, got to step into the occasion and help Arya More. A flick header should be easily seen away by Nikita Jadhav. Shielding the ball at the far side. And loses out. to the number 6 Thailand. No sustained possession so far. It is just blinking from one team to the other. Meanwhile, it has opened up brilliantly for the number 11. Kipjen with the strike. And the tables have turned here from 2-0 down to 3-2 up. What a remarkable turnaround here at the Shahibag Police Stadium. Looked slightly off. The flag stayed down. They're claiming for an offside. The Lord's FA defenders. And the flag stayed down against Kipjen. And scoring her third goal. So Eastern Sporting Union are leading here. And Lord's FA finds themselves trailing after going up by a couple of goals. This has been the scenario. This has been their story so far in this league. India successfully hosting the Under-17 Women's World Cup also marked a crucial milestone for women's football in the country and serve as an inspiration for the next generation to carry the flag forward. And when it comes to women's football, India has barely ever been a part of the conversation, but that was until now. We'll come back to that. Now this time the goalkeeper was alert to the danger. Gitanjali with another long ball forward. Camille Rodriguez, one assist already in this game, in a slightly withdrawn role, just helping out in midfield with Auria and Sashmita, the two out and out strikers up top. She's been given the role to feed the front two, Camille Rodriguez, and doing exactly that. We already saw a glimpse of her a while into the build-up of the first goal. There she is now on the turn. Beautifully taken down. The whistle has gone. Fragrancy ruin. And there's that dink from Kathleen, the flag immediately going up. Indian football has had a spectacular 2019 and the women have been an integral part of it. The growth has been seemingly unstoppable in the last few seasons, and it has only got better in 2020. A month and a half into the new year, we have seen the women attain some seemingly unattainable heights. To put it simply, the Indian football, women's footballers have already been overshadowing the men in numerous ways for a while. It is time they are given due credit for what they have achieved so far. Yes, slowly and steadily trying to bounce back into the game, Lord's FA, and that's clearly handled. Number 17, Thai Lamley, she lost her balance and brought the ball down using her hand. There it is. That's a clear handball incident. A free kick for Lord's FA. The men's side also competes in the Kerala Premier League. It's Gitanjali and Thimlal Nei making up for the wall. Good shape on the free kick, and Camille Rodriguez's header has gone over the crossbar for a goal kick. A beautifully taken free kick, just finding the head of Camille Rodriguez, who just comes in from behind and gets the header away. So much talked about regarding how Lord's FA are totally dependent on Camille Rodriguez when it comes to scoring goals, but Aurea More has also shown that she can be quite effective given a chance. She got a chance today and made it count. Long bet. She won't get there. Sapna gets there instead. Lystrom kept in play. And down the line for the number 11 Kipchen. And the flag went up immediately. There she is, just strayed offside. And just getting ahead of the defense line. Entertaining first half. 5 goals already. And this game has swung from one end to the other like a pendulum. At first it did look like Lord's FA's game at lose, but now it's Eastern Sporting Union and complete dominance. Football is viewed as a game of overcoming the odds. The tales of their emergence from the slums still echoes in every nook and cranny in the state of Kerala. And Kerala's own Black Pearl, I am Vijayan, as a teenager, he used to sell peanuts and a soda bottle at a stadium in Thrissur. And his story continues to inspire children at the numerous sports clubs across the state, irrespective of the gender. And there is Lystrom, pokes it towards Kim. Just staying strong there, the number 15, Tirtha Lakshmi. She did feature in the Kerala Women's League for Lord's FA. Had a stint with Don Bosco FA as well a couple of years ago. Just to burst onto the scene this season in the KWL. Has been a regular starter during the state championship, but failed to stake a claim in the starting 11 in the IWL. Goes and makes a run. The number 18 takes a player with her as well. And that was a weak attempt. She will want to forget that. Kipjen. Using her outstep. Got that wrong completely. Nothing to lose for Lord Zephyr here. Now they're going all out in attack, which is why things could all change in a hurry. A couple of minutes of regulation time remaining in the first half. It's Eastern Sporting Union 3, Lords FA 2. Arya Morris Bress cancelled out with a goal apiece from Linda Anjali and Kipjen. Lords FA's defence continues to seep gaps. Eastern Sporting Union have exploited it to good effect so far. Easily passed her challenge, but the challenge has been deemed illegal according to the referee Ruba Devi. There she is, Kipjen. And that was the incident. Just out muscles a Sapna out of the way. A high boot from Arya. Naobi brings it down for Parameshwari. She gets a foot in. Aim towards number 99, but a poor touch. Here is Kipjen. A good turn. Additional time of 6 minutes. Now before the breather, Lord Zephyr would want to find the equalizer so that they can approach the remaining 45s with a lot of confidence, with some desire. A slight twist in the tail in the first half. In the opening quarters of the match, just Eastern Sporting Union getting a taste of their own medicine, and then they grown into the game and fought back, and that is where experience counts. Now most of the players in the squad are former India players with international experience. Lord Zephyr are a very young side. So when you have experience in the field of play, it always counts in the end of the day. A clear push at the back. Camille Rodriguez went up for the header. Good chance to draw things on level terms. Sapna on top of this. There's that ball in. Easy clearance from Eastern Sporting Union. A counter could be on here. Kipjen. Players racing down the center. She just got to look up. Parameshwari. Eastern Sporting Union once more combining from the right wing. And the cross is inviting. Tirtha Lakshmi's header. Worked really hard down the right wing. Likes to go into the attack. Very vocal. Runs up and down the pitch. She's got incredible fitness, and it really takes a lot of discipline to perform offensive as well as defensive duties at the same vein. She looked menacing of whatever I've seen of her in this competition, Linda. Now she's currently out of position. The pass played infield is slightly wasteful. Baby met to Prameshwari. A nice 1-2 Prameshwari on the end of it. Intercepted by Sapna. Arya More. Utilizing every inch of her tall frame to make sure that she gets something on the ball. Closing from the front. Running out of space. A slight hint of a handball there. The referee waves play on. That looked much better before that touch from the number 99. Lacking in venom, lacking in thrust up front. Lord Zefe is slightly disjointed from midfield, but the strikers are busy defending. Eastern Sporting Union not going to make life easy for the side from Kerala. Players from northeastern part of India known for their tenacity, for their endurance, stamina and ability and willingness to run beyond 90 minutes. That is what makes them stand out in the field of play. The last 10 seconds of the first half in search of an equalizer. Sashmita can run. One waiting in the middle, goes towards the byline, cross towards the back post. Gutsy defending from Linda. A very vital touch from the number 3. And with that we've come to the end of the first half here at the Shahibag Police Stadium. An enthralling and absorbing half of football, a half that has seen 5 goals with Lords FA Kochi going ahead by a couple of goals before it was cancelled out by Anjali, and Linda bringing them back into the match via a strike from distance. Since then, Eastern Sporting Union never looked back, and Kipjen making it 3-2 for Lords FA Kochi. And now we'll leave you with the highlights of the first half. It's a battle of finishing as high as possible in the league table, and this is how the Lords FA opened the scoring. Caught the Eastern Sporting Union defence slightly off guard, and a gentle finish from Arya More. And the game was getting physical ever since then. And this is how she slipped in with her second goal, Aurea More. Lord Zephyr looked in complete control of the game before this happened, beating the offside trap, and Anjali in making it to 1-2 for the Imphal base side. And on the overlap, Linda also joining in the party in style, taking over from the goal scorer Anjali, and both of them combining down the right hand channel before Kipjen making it 3-2. This was a chance for Lord Zefe to put back things on level terms before heading into the break, but nonetheless good defending from Linda. So at half time it's Eastern Sporting Union 3, Lords FA Kochi 2. Will come back shortly after the break. So welcome back. You are watching Eastern Sporting Union against Lords FA, with the latter trailing by 3-2. And Aryan More opened the scoring this evening, followed by another. But Ronnie Balachanu motivated her side to get the equalizer, and they didn't had to wait for too long. A couple of changes getting ready for Lords FA and Eastern Sporting Union both, as Sunita Sarkar and Akanksha comes on for the away side, and Margaret has been brought on into midfield by Ronnie Balachanu for the second half. More Ronnie Balachanu motivated her side to get the equalizer, and they didn't have to wait for too long. That wish was fulfilled by Anjali, and Linda brought them by scoring from distance. So it stays at 3-2, finally balanced, as Group B continues to deliver goals in every game as it has seen so far. So now we step into another 45 minutes, and the league played in a group cum knockout format, and the top 4 from each group goes through to the quarterfinals. And it has been an entertaining game, lots of goalmouth action, and I think tactically it is a lot more interesting how they go about, given that most of them are young players, and what they apply, what they can apply from what the coaches have told them. And Camille Rodriguez is there for Lords FA. She's been their primary provider and scorer of goals this season. That tells us enough about the creativity in midfield that Lords FA possesses. A change in goalkeeper for Eastern Sporting Union. Rabina has replaced Monica Devi. Eastern Sporting Union. That was a misplaced pass. Now on the attack, on the move is Sashmita, drifting down the right wing. Ball comes in, and on a hat trick is Arya More. Just too ahead of the number 25. Look at that, daunting down the right, the number 9. Slightly away from Arya. It was closer to the goalkeeper, in fact. And now slipping in a pass for the number 18. She's surrounded by a couple of green shirts. Checks inside. The shot is blocked. The goalkeeper can't prevent it from going out for a corner. Both the teams with a quick start to the second 45. There's the confirmation. Fragrancy, she was hardly visible in the first half, has been replaced by Sunita Sarkar. And Margaret, Eastern Sporting Union's midfield general, has been thrown into the cauldron. Arya More, she's having a fine game so far, doing her job quite well. Piling on the pressure, and almost broke free for Kipjen. Her first touch slightly deserting her. Margaret quickly taken Kim with the touch. She's been urged to keep up the pressure on Lords FA. Yadhupriya with the collection. And that was the teasing delivery from Margaret. And no one in maroon was waiting inside. It's 0-0 between Setu Madurai and Odisha FC at the Trans Stadia. It's a battle for the summit clash, and Odisha can end as the group champions if they beat Setu Madurai this evening. A draw will be enough for Setu to qualify, being the group leaders. Play stopped due to an injury to Linda. A free kick awarded to Eastern Sporting Union. There's the number 4 Nirmala. She will look to pump this one into the penalty area. Gets enough purchase on it. Gets into a crossing position and sets up on a half volley. And now Bilashram inches away from finding the target. Anjali's cross from the right sat up perfectly for the number 99 with a spectacular attempt just to whistles past the second post. That could have been a spectacular strike had that gone in. Nirmala comes across and making sure that Shashmita doesn't get across to that one. 5 minutes into the second half, it's Eastern Sporting Union 3, Lords FA 2. This game is perfectly poised. It's been an intriguing first 45, and we do hope the second half promises a lot of goals as well. Eastern Sporting Union started off their campaign with a victory against Kickstart Football Club. That was a massive result for the Imphal based side, coming into the Hero Indian Women's League after a gap of a few years and making a statement right away. Continued their winning streak against Celtic Queens as well. It was a 3-0 victory. Lost to Odisha FC 4-0 in the third game. Eastern Sporting Union also couldn't beat Setu Madurai. Back to winning track after that 4-1 victory over Churchill Brothers. The last game ended 1-0 against CRPF. 4 victories and a couple of losses for them. Lords FA just 3 points on board from 6 matches. Started out with a victory, a 4-0 thumping victory over Celtic Queens, but lost track since then. A 4-1 against Setu Madurai. That's a decent chase here, almost a 50-50 situation. The goalkeeper getting enough on the ball and hurt herself in the process. A 50-50 chase between Anjali and Yadhupriya. Was that through ball from Naobi Laishram. The goalkeeper getting enough of the ball. More of a stamping, but it was unintentional, of course. Both of them entitled to go for the ball. No malice intended. She is receiving a treatment. There it is. I saw the gap between the two defenders, and there it is. The goalkeeper just getting it there first and taking it away from the onrushing Anjali. Good goalkeeping from Yadu. Camille Rodriguez has been the standout performer for Lord Zefe, even though they have won only 1 and 5 losses in a row. A few close results as well, especially the last game against Churchill Brothers. It did came as a surprise. They lost against the Goan Giants, who finished at the bottom of Group B. An inconsistent run of form. On the flip side, Eastern Sporting Union have blown hot and cold throughout their group games. So both the sides, in fact, lacking in a consistency, and that is a massive problem heading into the quarterfinals. One of those psychological things which a head coach need to fix. In the top 8, certainly, where they're gonna face strong teams, teams of equal rank. Keeping the ball for too long inside their own half. They got to get it away. Switching play down the left. She's got options on both sides. That's a brilliant run from Kim. And chance for a cross. Plays it to the feet of Kim. Quickly closed down. Another bite on the cherry. And that will bring a corner for Eastern Sporting Union. Kip Jen's attempt blocked by the number 15. A fine block indeed. There it is, and almost bursting through the center. Was Kim. It's an in-swing floater. Chance for a header. Will be kept alive by Linda. Slightly overplaying it. Decision goes in favor of Lord Zefe. And finally, some respite for the team in green. Look at that. It was delivered towards the number 16, Anjali. A missing Winton, and the Hero Indian Women's League was a big blow for Lord Zefe. She had a terrific campaign in the Kerala Women's League. She scored 4 goals as Lord Zefe stunned Gokulam Kerala, a 5-2 to emerge champions in the Kerala Women's League at the EMS Corporation Stadium in Kozhikode. The Ghanaian striker Vivian Ajay gave Gokulam Kerala the lead in the 22nd minute. However, a ton struck in the 27th and 40th to hand Lord Zefe a 2-1 lead at half-time. She completed her hat-trick in the 53rd minute. Pulled one back in the 85th, but Tun made it 4-1 3 minutes later. And Indumati completed the tally in added time as Lords scored a memorable win. Both of them parted ways with Lords. Two of the most trusted midfielders. A lot of responsibility now falls into the shoulders of Camille Rodriguez. Their import from Philippines. Anita Bassnett is also on the bench of the Nepalese. There's gonna be a booking for sure for that reckless challenge on Arya Moore. Linda, she is booked. There it is. A very clumsy challenge. Linda Chanu does the confirmation. Free kick delivered towards Camille Rodriguez. Just had to divert it. Cannot connect. The number 27. Ghosted into that acres of space, but couldn't connect. It was beautifully swerved onto her path. Just had to guide it into the bottom corner. Good chance. Goes a begging for Lord's FA. Could have equalized Camille Rodriguez. Giving up on the chase. Just about half an hour left in this game as we touch the hour mark here. The Shahibag Police Stadium. The ball eventually falls in between two players. Good work from the goalkeeper. And looking to make something happen. Eastern Sporting Union in search of that insurance goal. Can she fabricate something? Prameshwari. Shot from the left channel onto her favorite right foot. Kim went for it straight away and not shot shy at all. The number 18. There she is. Just cutting inside into the grasp of Yadu. There's a Rabina. A win will take Eastern Sporting Union level on points with Odisha. Even though Odisha are in action against Setu Madurai. I still got to wait till the end to confirm where they finish in Group B. It is up towards Shashmita. Camille Rodriguez with another clever ball. A timely interception. Number 13 Sunita Sarkar made that run forward, and asking for it is Laishram. Just avoiding her, Kim, and pulling the trigger from distance, having a word as well. Niobe Laishram with the youngster. Manipur is almost a factory of producing players, and not just men's but also in the women's category. Most of the players in the Hero Indian Women's League comes from that belt of Northeast. Even if you make a list of players that play in the Hero I League and Hero ISL, and almost 80% of them are from Manipur. Even the national team has benefited the most from players from Manipur. And now it is finally getting a fresh reputation of being a sporting destination. No space to shoot. Forced outside the area. And that was a clever ball. That could have been troublesome for the Eastern Sporting Union defense, but the goalkeeper saw that and reacting quickly. Well, the second half has been slightly dry. Look at that acceleration from the right. There's that touch from Sunita Sarkar. Just letting her down. The player is lying down, but the referee waves play on. Another poor display at the other end. Play continues. Arya, can she complete her hat-trick? Flagged off immediately. Excellent play, pace in close quarters. She's got big strides as well. Arya More. Just when that ball was released from midfield. Offside by just a fraction of a yard. And Margaret is receiving treatment. And Ronibala Chanu will hope she is alright. She will have a huge role to play for Eastern Sporting Union in the quarterfinals. Was with Kickstart last year. It's very difficult as well to set your team up, even though when you know you are not in the reckoning for the top four, to play with that same vigor. It's really difficult, but Nirvan Shah have made that possible. Lord Zephyr is stepping into this game with a lot more vigor, with a lot more purpose. They want to end on a high. Even though they are trailing, but still trying to keep the Eastern Sporting Union defense up on their toes, but they will have to defend this corner. Has gone over everybody and cleared away from the far post. Beautifully delivered. The goalkeeper missed the flight of the ball. Gitanjali with a crossfield pass. Linda chesting it down. Niobe Leishram takes control. Leaves it for Kim. Back to Leishram. Kim looks towards the box and was expecting that late run from Kipjen. Surrounded by too many green shirts. Here they come once more. Having a great game, Linda, but she's got to be careful. She's also on a yellow card. And now Anjali steps in, drags it towards the byline. It's a low cross. Perfectly placed in defense was the number 29. Shot comes in from a difficult angle. The goalkeeper had that covered. Nikita with that defense. Nicely taken down and went for it right away. The decision making got to be crystal clear while you are in the final third. And a nice guide on. Tackle from the number 4 Sapna is made quite successfully. Beautifully takes it onto her path and lifting it up inside the danger zone. There could be a one-on-one chance, but the number 4 winning the physical battle. For a second she was a one-on-one with one of Lord Zephyr's attacker, the number 9 Shashmita, but using her upper body strength to good effect, Nirmala. And there she is. In the second half they looked quite organized at the back. They reassembled during the break. Maybe Ronnie Balachanu have addressed the mistakes which they were committing in the first half by leaving spaces behind them, playing a slightly higher line in defense. That issue has been addressed, and that is what all the big coaches across the world do. You got to address the elephant in the room, and that is where a head coach earns her or his money. Lord Zephyr defending in numbers, putting their shoulders to the wheel. Looking for the gap, Kipgen, not finding it. Goes once more, this time clipped over the top, but the flag is up against the number 16 Anjali. She did brought them back into the game in the first half by reducing the margin. Clearly off. So the whistle for the cooling break. No goals yet in the second half. All 5 of them coming in the first half. In case you have missed those goals, we'll try and show you now. And Arya looked very, very prolific. And Camille Rodriguez this time setting it up. And look at that delectable lob. And Arya More taking it to the next level. And almost walking past the Eastern Sporting Union defense, the number 25, to make it 2-0. The score line came with a bit of a surprise for the Eastern Sporting Union fans. Before this happened, the number 16, Anjali, reduces the margin from an acute angle. The goalkeeper could have done much better. This was the bounce. Keeper completely baffled by the bounce and just slipping under her. And almost a lucky touch. Fell kindly for Kipgen. And she made it 3-2. And still holding on to it, Eastern Sporting Union. A few motivational words from Nirvan Shah, UEFA A license holder, and also the founder and trustee of PIFA, the side from Maharashtra. Ronnie Balachanu was also the former goalkeeping coach of the Indian women's national team. Has done her AFC, a goalkeeping level 3 certification back in 2020. And defending in 2 banks of 4, Lord Zephyr trying to hit Eastern Sporting Union on the counter, allowing them possession inside their own half. On the flip side, Eastern Sporting Union playing a high line in defense, trying to narrow down the playing area, but at the same time leaving gaps in behind for the likes of Shashmita, Arya, Akanksha to exploit. That is where they got to be careful. Lord Zephyr expected to go all guns blazing in the last quarter, as Anita Basnet, the Nepalese international, it seems like is the one who is getting ready to come on. Anita Bassnett will replace Naria More. At least that is the word from the technical area. An enticing affair going on at the Trans Stadia as well between Odisha FC and Setu Madurai. Two giants clashing swords against each other. Coming on to this game. Still, anything is possible. Threads it along the floor. Arya is completely free in the center. Just had to sort her feet out and go for the cross. Sarkar just delaying a bit too much. And Anita Bassnett, that's the confirmation of the change. And Nirvan Shah playing his card. Sapna to take the throw in. Waiting for bodies to arrive. It has arrived, but running out of options, running out of space. The skipper Camille Rodriguez not so active in the second half. Anjali going for a shoulder to shoulder with Sapna. We are into the last quarter of the game. Linda, that's a delightful run from Linda into the side netting from the number 3. The end product just not satisfactory. Past a couple of challenges. Was expecting a cut back from the number 3. Meanwhile, cross comes in. It's half cleared. Prameshwari sets up Laishram. Gazing for options. The left full back steps inside. Could be a tricky one for Yadhupriya, but she grabs hold of it. All the players playing in the Hero IWL from Nepal has done exceedingly well. Wonderful goalkeeping from Rabina. She's spurned a clear-cut scoring opportunity. Attack is still on. Was she brought down? Nothing given. That looked like a pretty close call from naked eye. Now the replay certainly is going to clear doubts. That was Sarkar. That's a tangle of leg inside the penalty area. We got to wait and see the replay. Tussle for the ball continues. Now the last touch coming off a green shirt. The number 9, Sasmita, had a wonderful chance to equalize, but a very vital touch from Rabina. Just closing down the angle at the last minute. Gets there with her pace. Anjali is still with the ball. Great defending from Sapna as well. Clean work at the back. Salam Marina Roy Devi for Eastern Sporting Union will come on. She also scored 2 goals in this competition. Has been one of the regular starters for Eastern Sporting Union this season. This game was more about testing the reserve bench. Both of them an offside position. Anita Basnet and Sasmita. Her countrymate Sabitra Bhandari on 26 goals. She scored 7 last evening at this particular venue. So Salam Reena Roy Devi replacing Linda. 3 changes made by Ronnie Bala. Anita Basnet comes central from wide position. Stray pass as well. A heavy touch capitalized by Lords. That's a good ball played forward. Sunita utilizing her pace. Shashmita waiting in the box. Needed some quality in the middle. The crossing has been disappointing from Lords FA. Beating Margaret for pace. Sunita Sarkar. Given as a goal kick for Eastern Sporting Union. And Margaret, she's having some issues. It's better not to risk her. More important games coming up. You will need her. It's better to preserve her for the knockouts. And Ronnie Balachanu will have to make a decision here regarding one of her trusted midfielders. And there is Salam. Finds the number 12. Baby mate. And now gap for Anjali. In the end, a misplaced pass from the number 16. Nicely cut out by a green shirt. Margaret has been taken off. And Anita Devi replacing her. That's the right decision from Ronnie Balachanu. There's no point risking her. A regulation time of about 7 minutes left. Shashmita racing through the center is Anita Basnet. She is up against the number 13 Gitanjali. Gitanjali throws a boot in. Eastern Sporting Union certainly looked more equipped and skilled than Lords FA. Here is a chance for Baby. She strikes it wide. Cutting in, creating that half an yard of space. Anjali with a low ball in. And there she is uh, creating that yard, wrong footing the defender. Couldn't catch it clean. Time ticking away for Eastern Sporting Union. Chances at both ends in the second half. Salam Rina Roy. Nice one pass. Getting in behind the defenders. Into a crossing position. Kipjen. And loses control. Anita Basness doing her defensive work. Rina Roy's cross towards the back post. The goalkeeper stepping in. Nirmala's header, not too much distance. She recovers well. The Shahi Bagh Police Stadium and the Transstadia, the two venues for the Hero Indian Women's League this season, even though the semi-final and final to be played only at the Transstadia. The last season, the Capital Ground and Kalinga Stadium hosting the matches of the 5th edition. All India Football Federation doing a remarkable job in terms of spreading the game across the span of this massive country. Teams from the nook and corner of the country featuring in the top flight of women's football. That is good to see. Even teams from remote areas like Chhattisgarh. Eastern Sporting Union wins it in midfield. And now halfway inside the opposition's half. Gitanjali was looking for the run of Kipjen. A strong header from Anita. Prameshwari off colour in this game. Sasmita as well hasn't been able to provide support to Arya. Still an offside trap. Still about 3 minutes left. Can they make it 4-2? Not quite. No nonsense clearance. Camille Rodriguez. Lord Zefe was looking for that breakaway move. Plenty of cover behind. Now Camille Rodriguez with a giveaway in a dangerous area and spots the run of Kipjen. Keeper spills it. Kipjen lost her footing. She is slightly upset with herself as well. Camille. The play continues. A foul on Sanam Rina Roy, not quite. A few tackles just flying in. That is more than hopeful than anything. As was Laishram just spotting the run of Kipjen. He straight away clatters with the keeper. That's a clever leave. Should be on here. Chance for Lord Zephyr to equalize. And a big moment for the side from Kerala. Shashmita couldn't make it count. Rubina for the second time in the second half. A couple of vital touches from the goalkeeper. Diving onto her right in the first occasion, and this time diving towards her left and denies Shashmita. What a chance wasted. That was the moment for Lord Zephyr. Sarkar with the corner. That was Kathleen Rodriguez with that clever flick. And looking to trigger a quick counter. A sliding challenge from Sapna. Here they come once more. Eastern Sporting Union, Kipgen. And not on the same wavelength. There's going to be additional time of 7 minutes, as indicated by the fourth official, Kanika Burman. Still a lot of time in this game. A double change from Nirvan Shah. Sarkar has been taken off, and in comes Reshma. The number 99 Guria Kumari also been summoned. Two forwards coming on in the dying minutes of the game. An attacking change from Nirvan Shah. Quickly reverting to a 4-3-3 from a 4-4-2. They need more numbers up top. And they are trailing by a goal here. Still about 5.5 odd minutes left. Laishram gazing for options between the lines, and a smart pass for Kipgen. Offering a run down the left. Picks out Gitanjali. The number 77 is with her. So as the number 4, Sapna. Just picking up an injury here, Gitanjali. An outstretched tackle by the number 77 Reshma, and that must have hurt her, clutching her hamstring. Slightly cramped up as well. That doesn't look good at all for Gitanjali. Seems to be in a lot of pain. Nirmala Devi. Can they get the insurance goal from this corner? They're down to 10 players momentarily. Too much height on it. It makes it comfortable for the defenders. She will get another go at it. Went for the shot instead. That looked quite dangerous for a second. Collects it. But somehow she's missed the target. Won it in a great area. Eastern Sporting Union. Bodies on the line from Lord Zephyr. Another hit is off target. The Gitanjali looks like had to be replaced. Oh, kept in play here. Good pace from Kipjen. Gitanjali won't be able to continue. Nachobi comes on. Even Margaret had to come off with an injury. Worrying signs on the Eastern Sporting Union bench. Two of the first choice players picking up a knock. Still a couple of days time between this game and the quarterfinals. Eastern Sporting Union, they've got numbers inside the box. Kipjen got to deliver this. Goes low and hard, the number 12. Almost running into a green shirt. Anita Basnet at the other end. Not managing to get the feel of the ball. The flag will go up against Kim. That was the pass. The linesman clearly in line with that ball played forward. The second half has been 0-0. Just a minute on the clock for Eastern Sporting Union to see this game away. Robina with a comfortable clearance. We are into the last minute of this game. Lord Zefe got to hurry things up here. It's all about keeping possession now. Just about 30 seconds remaining. A poor defending here. This could be an opening for Anita Basnet. A great block from Robina. This time with her feet. She's been simply unbeatable under the bar for Eastern Sporting Union. Third time she stopped Lord Zefes from scoring. Basnet, can she affect the game with the corner? Prameshwari spreads it on the left. The referee will allow this minute. A few of them earlier were wasted in treating Gitanjali. Kipjen. And now in space is Rina Roy. Darting inside, Rina Roy with the cross. Hits a green shirt. And now breaks just on the edge of the area for Anjali. Back into the mix. Holding strong at the back. Lord Zefe. One last chance to make it 4-through for Eastern Sporting Union. Straight into the hands of Yadupriya. Couldn't get the cross away, and that's the full-time whistle from Ruba Devi. And so Eastern Sporting Union picking up their 5th victory of this competition. And they ends on 15 points from 7 matches. And Lord Zefe, they finish 7th. 6 defeats in a row for the side from Kerala. It's been an entertaining first half, but the second half has been pretty even Stevens. Chances at both ends, but the more clear-cut chances have fallen in favour of Lord's FA, but they've been wasteful in front of goal. And this player, Robina, had a brilliant game. Her heroics stopping Lord's FA from getting in the equaliser. These are the highlights of this game. Crucial game kicking off at the Shahi Bagh Police Stadium between Eastern Sporting Union and Lord's FA. A few early chances for the side from Imphal. This was one of them. Pulled off a stunning save, Yadhupriya. And this was the opening goal from Maria, setting the tempo and doubling the lead. The number 25, she was on a hat-trick. And this is breaching the Lord's FA defence. And Anjali, and making it to 1-2. And Linda joining in the party from distance. Kipchen was slightly lucky on that occasion. That awkward bounce falling onto her path. The first half ended 3-2. This was one of the best chances created by Eastern Sporting Union in the second half. Sashmita tried to slip in Camille Rodriguez, but the goalkeeper got in the way. Had a chance to make it 4-2. Another fine save, 2 in a row from Rabina in the second half. And so today's hero of the match, it's Kipchen, the number 11 of Eastern Sporting Union. She scored a couple of goals before this, just adding one more to her tally this evening. And awarded a cheque of 15,000 rupees. That's the full-time scoreline from the Shahi Bagh Police Stadium. It's Eastern Sporting Union 3, Lord's FA Kochi 2.